Okay, so think about this. You walk into your favorite coffee shop. You get that great smell. You hear the machines going hiss, whir, and then there's that person, right, behind the counter, ready to make your drink.
Yeah, we see baristas pretty much every day, many of us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But have you ever really stopped to think about what that job involves? Like, really everything beyond just pouring the coffee.
It seems simple enough when you're the customer, doesn't it? You order, you pay, you get your drink.
Right.
But as we started digging into the source for this deep dive, it's an article from Indeed called Become a Barista, A Day in the Life. It just became super clear there's way more going on.
Totally.
Yeah.
So our mission here, just using this one source, is to kind of pull back that curtain. We want to get a real look at what being a barista is all about. The article definitely suggests it's this mix of, technical skill, but also these really important soft skills, specific ways to get trained, certifications even.
And a unique work environment, too.
Yeah, it's definitely not just pushing a button on the espresso machine.
So let's start where the source starts, the basics. It defines a barista as essentially a specialist. Coffee and espresso drinks.
Okay, specialist. Makes sense. And you find them in the usual places.
Yep, cafes, coffee shops, sometimes like a bookstore cafe setup.
And the first duties listed are pretty much what you'd expect, right? Taking the order.
Handling the money, serving the drinks, maybe prepping some small food items, pastries, that kind of thing.
That's the part we all see, the front-facing stuff.
But then the source really expands on that when it lays out a full day in the life. It starts right from when you walk in. Welcoming patrons. That's step one.
Okay, welcoming. But here's where it got interesting for me. The source talks about building relationships with regulars.
Yeah. Remembering their usual orders, even.
That's a level of connection. You don't always think about that when you're just rushing to get your morning coffee,
Exactly. It's moving past just a simple transaction. The article also says baristas explain specials, recommend drinks if you're not sure.
Which is helpful.
And fundamentally, they have to follow very specific recipes and presentation guides.
Oh, presentation too. So how it looks matters.
Yeah, it's all about consistency. Making sure that latte or whatever it is tastes and looks the same every single time.
I definitely appreciate consistency. Okay, what else is on this day in the life list?
Well, plating or packaging those food items we mentioned.
Right, the pastries.
And then there's the big behind-the-scenes stuff, cleaning, maintaining the equipment.
The machines, espresso machine, steamer, blender.
All of it. Plus, they have to strictly follow health and safety policies. That's a huge responsibility, food safety.
Makes sense. Anything else?
Clearing dishes from tables sometimes, and of course, preparing checks and taking the payment.
Wow. Okay, when you list it all out like that,
Yeah.
welcoming, recommending, remembering regulars, making drinks precisely, handling food, cleaning constantly, safety rules, clearing tables, handling money.
It's a lot.
Yeah, the role the source describes is way more complex than just making coffee. It's like customer service expert, craftsperson, cleaner, and cashier all rolled into one.
It really is a surprising mix of duties. So given all that, you have to wonder, what does a job like this actually pay?
Good question. The article mentions baristas can work full-time or part-time.
Okay.
And the pay, well, it varies. Depends on location, obviously, and this is important customer tips.
Tips.
Right.
Does the source give actual numbers?
It does. It states a common salary in the U.S., based on their data, is $11.46 an hour.
$11.46. Okay.
But it gives a really wide range, too, from $7.25 an hour.
Wow. Minimum wage in some places.
All the way up to $20.65 an hour.
That's a huge difference. Really shows how much location, tips, maybe the specific cafe or experience must play into it.
For sure. So, okay, that's the job itself and the money. How do you actually become a barista? What does the source say about requirements and training?
Well, for entry-level spots, the article says you typically don't need, like, formal education, a degree or anything. But knowing something about coffee beans, about espresso drinks, that's definitely a plus when you're starting out.
Makes sense. So the real training happens.
On the job. That seems to be the main way, according to the source.
How does that work?
You shadow experienced baristas.
Yeah.
You learn how to use the equipment, how to clean it properly.
Right, the cleaning again.
You master the specific drinks your shop makes and how they're supposed to look, that presentation thing.
Got it. Are there other training opportunities mentioned?
Yeah, the source talks about possibilities for extra training. Things like different brewing methods, maybe even bean roasting, or getting really good at steaming milk, like for latte art.
Okay. So you can specialize more.
Seems like it. ways to deepen your skills.
And the article also brings up certifications. Says they can be a good way to prove you're qualified.
Right. 2 specific ones are mentioned. First one is Serve Safe Food Handler.
Okay, Serve Safe, what's that about?
It's all about food safety, showing you know how to handle food and drinks properly to keep things safe.
How do you get it?
The source says online or in-person courses. Then there's an online exam, 40 questions.
Is it hard? Timed?
Interestingly, no time limit mentioned, and it says you can retake it until you pass or until the course access expires.
Huh. So they really want to make sure you learn the material, not just pass a test under pressure.
Seems that way. It's focused on ensuring you actually understand the safety stuff. The certification's usually good for 3 years, but that can vary.
Okay, that makes sense for anyone in food service. What's the other certification?
That one's from the Specialty Coffee Association of America, the SCAA.
SCAA, what do they do?
The source describes them as a non-profit membership group. They connect everyone in coffee, basically, from the farmers growing the beans to the baristas making the drinks.
And they have a barista certification.
Yep, a Barista Guild certification. It has 2 levels. Each level has courses, 5 courses it says, and an exam at the end.
Okay, what's in level 1?
Level 1 covers the basics, intro to espresso, how coffee extraction works, customer service, and something called cupping.
Cupping. What's that?
The source implies it's a specific way to taste and evaluate coffee, like professionally analyzing the flavor.
Interesting. So foundational stuff.
Right. And there's a note that if you're already an experienced barista and you pass the level 1 exam, you might only need the customer service course. Kind of acknowledges existing skills.
Ah, okay. And level 2?
That gets more advanced. Advanced espresso, latte art techniques. It even touches on coffee farming.
Wow. So these SCAA certifications sound like they show a real commitment, going beyond just the basics.
Yeah, the source presents them as a way to really demonstrate deeper knowledge and skill in the craft.
Okay, so you've got the training, maybe some certifications, but what about the skills you need to actually do the job well? Beyond making coffee, what does the source say you need?
This is where the article really dives into that blend of abilities. First up, verbal communication.
Okay, talking to people.
But it's more than just taking the order. It's explaining the menu clearly, really listening to what the customer wants, even picking up on their tone.
Reading the customer, basically. Yeah, that's huge. What else?
Physical stamina. We touched on this, but it's crucial. Long shifts, constantly on your feet, moving around.
Right. Definitely not a desk job.
Then there's customer service itself, defined in the source as high-quality professional help, being respectful, caring.
And building that rapport with regulars, like we talked about earlier.
Exactly. Professionalism is listed too. Showing respect at work, but also staying calm and composed when things get stressful or challenging.
Oh, yeah. Keeping your cool during the morning rush. We've all seen that.
Definitely. Then interpersonal skills. This is about how you interact with everyone respectfully, guiding conversations, having empathy, emotional intelligence.
So not just with customers, but coworkers too.
Yep. Having a friendly, engaging manner with customers and your team. Being a good team player is vital.
Makes sense in a busy environment. And the last one.
Attention to detail. This sounds critical. Being thorough, accurate in everything you do.
Like remembering orders?
Remembering orders, remembering details from interactions, following policies exactly, and making sure every single drink is made correctly. No mistakes.
Getting it right every time. That hinges on paying attention.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you look at that whole list, communication, stamina, customer service, professionalism, interpersonal skills, attention to detail.
It's a lot of soft skills.
Exactly. The source really makes it clear that these are just as vital, maybe even more so sometimes, than the technical skill of making the coffee itself. Success seems to be about mastering both the craft and the human element.
That really paints a picture of a demanding role. And the work environment itself, how does the article describe that?
It adds to the demands, for sure. Physically, you're standing and walking most of the time. You need to be able to lift and carry trays or supplies.
And the space?
It's described as dynamic, busy. You're working near lots of customers, maybe other servers, maybe kitchen staff, depending on the setup.
Sounds potentially chaotic.
Could be. Other things mentioned. You might wear a uniform. The hours often mean early mornings.
Oof.
Weekends and holidays, too. So you need to be flexible with your schedule. And during busy rushes, the source says it's just plain fast-paced. You can almost feel that pressure reading it.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so if someone's listening and thinking, maybe this is for me, despite all that, what practical steps does the source suggest for getting started?
All right, first step recommended is getting that safe food handling training like serve safe.
Having that on your resume right away is a plus.
Exactly. The source also suggests maybe even getting the level 1 SCAA certification early could be helpful too.
Okay, get some training or certs, then what?
Prepare your resume. The article advises highlighting any relevant education, those certifications, any past experience that applies, and make sure to list those key skills, both the technical coffee skills and the soft skills.
Communication, attention to detail, all that stuff.
Right. Then start looking for jobs online or just walking into local cafes, coffee shops, bookstores.
Just ask if they're hiring.
Yeah, and the source even says consider leaving a resume even if they don't have an opening right then, just to get noticed.
Good tip. And if you get an interview?
Prepare. Practice talking about your skills, have examples ready, emphasize your customer service attitude, your people skills, and connect it to any past work experience you have.
Makes sense. The article actually includes an example job description too, right? From a bookstore cafe.
It does, which is great because it shows how these general ideas look in a real posting.
What did that specific example highlight?
Well, it showed that employers might look for specific personality traits. This bookstore wanted someone cheerful, and also an avid reader.
Fitting the bookstore vibe.
Exactly. It shows how the role can be tailored. Skill-wise, this ad asked for strong knowledge of coffee roasting and beans, being outgoing, excellent customer service, strong interpersonal skills.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, aligns with the general list. And the tasks were crafting drinks, coffee, cocoa, smoothies, and delivering orders.
So comparing that specific example to the general list really drives home that the core skills making drinks, customer focus, working well with others are always there.
But the emphasis, or those extra desired traits like being a reader, might shift depending on the place. Shows you need to be adaptable.
Right. So let's try and wrap up this deep dive just based on what this Indeed article told us.
Okay.
Being a barista, it's clearly way more complex, more demanding than just, pushing buttons.
Definitely not just pushing buttons.
The article shows it's this really multifaceted job. You need technical skill making drinks right, keeping machines running. You need operational know-how, safety, handling money.
And crucially, you need strong skills in human connection, customer service, building those relationships, interpersonal skills.
And the path often involves that hands-on training, maybe boosted by certifications like CERB Safe for safety or SCAA for showing deeper coffee knowledge.
Right. Those can really enhance your skills and maybe your job prospects.
This source really gave us a detailed peek behind the counter, didn't it? Shows the dedication, the range of abilities, the constant focus required for something many of us just see as a quick stop for coffee.
It really did. Which makes you think, the source emphasizes both the need for meticulous technical detail in crafting the drink perfectly.
And it exact.
And side by side, this equally strong need for interpersonal finesse, connecting with people, handling tricky situations smoothly.
Yeah.
So doesn't that suggest that real success as a barista, according to this source, isn't just about making the perfect cup? Isn't it more about mastering that delicate balance between the craft itself and the connection with the person you're serving it to?